Welcome to episode 7. We are in the room with Rebecca Nava. Hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
She is a content creator with our content team. Today we wanted to field a couple of questions around what we mean by content marketing and how does this benefit brands. Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll start off with the first one. What is content marketing?
Well, content marketing is anything audio, visual, or written that aims to attract and retain the chosen brand's audience and sort of achieve whatever goals that brand has in mind for that audience.
Okay. Audio, visual, we're talking videos and blog posts and things like this.
Right? Anything that you're putting on social, anything that you have on your website.
Do you have any examples of brands that might, a good example of a brand doing this or doing this well?
Yeah, so it's interesting when we talk about content marketing because one of the sort of other definitions that it's come to have is this idea that you can put something out, a brand can put something out that's not necessarily very much about the product, but it's about creating a connection in the viewer's mind between a feeling and that brand, and just creating that association. So a good example of this would be Nature Valley recently did a campaign called Rediscover Nature, which is all about how kids don't spend very much time in nature anymore. And they did these very emotive, beautifully filmed videos about nature and sort of enticing people to go rediscover nature. And this was good because it was compelling, and I think that it was very successful and it got a lot of traction, but it was also very gentle. It was a gentle sell. It was so conceptual that it was easy to forget that it was an ad.
And easy to forget that, or more about giving me a good sense of feeling when I think of that brand, and therefore when I'm walking through the grocery store I might be more compelled to buy their products.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, thinking about that, how has kind of the digital revolution and the change in how we put content out, how has this changed the way companies do exactly that?
I think that companies who are on the cusp of good content marketing, they see it as a two-way street, as a way to communicate digitally with their customers and have a conversation. Gone are the days where you put out a billboard, where you do all output and no kind of reciprocation. So we're in a reciprocal model versus the me model, where some of your best ambassadors are going to be your clients. And sometimes they create the content for you. You can let them even be your talent in some cases. So we've seen some brands do that, which is really cool. Or they use influencers.
Seen a lot of that.
Yeah, as a way to leverage, to get sort of, key bloggers to review, say, one of their products. That way, consumers have a third party that's at least looking at it. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, no. I was going to say, you're hitting on a lot of the points of my next question, which is, what's the right way to do it? And you've already brought up trusted third parties or third-party influencers that can help to not only generate that content, but confirm or back up what a brand or an organization is putting out there. Any other ways to do this the right way?
Well, I think that it's important to think about what Janet Jackson said. And what she said was a question. What have you done for me lately?
I love that song.
She was ahead of her time by asking that question in terms of the digital revolution. And the idea is that, look, most people are selling a product that people buy once in a while or once in a lifetime. So how do you remain on their mind? You need to give them things. You need to give them a lot of things. You need to teach them things. You need to make them laugh. You need to give them content that they want to share that is compelling, maybe contentious, depending on what you're doing, And that way you imbue their lives with meaning. And if you really have a good understanding and you're doing research, you start to create a picture in your mind of who is this person and how can I remain on their mind.
Okay. All right. That's about all the time we have right now. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you all for watching. We will continue to put out quick interviews like this with a lot of our experts here at Catalyst. So please subscribe, check back, and we will see you later. Thank you.